I chose a couple different decks for this one. And hopefully I remember, did I just cover the camera? I did. Yep, okay. So hopefully I remember to pull the oracle after I pull the card. So let's do that. Okay, so I did choose the Sacred Creator Oracle. This was actually a Christmas gift a couple years back from my sister, and she got my daughters this too. It is excellent. I love this oracle. And I thought this one would be gentle compared to the harshness of my Corrupted Tarot by Wormwood. So I figured this is a shadow spread. This is one of the decks that I use for shadow work. And you will see why. Okay, so yes, I'll put that there. This is a beautiful deck too, by the way. I love it. I love it. This was one I got off of Kickstarter. And I think you've probably, if you watch my channel, you know that I use this one quite a bit. So let's go with the first one. I've already cleansed these. I use selenite, and then I set a crystal on it to like help with clarity. And this is one of my favorites. It's labradorite. It's the one I'm drawn to the most. So that's part of the cleansing process, is just let it sit there. So these have been cleansed. And the first, so this is, it's called Woodshed, and it says, what dead wood needs to be cut loose? And I like what Misty did with hers. She actually read for that question. So I'm going to ask, what dead wood needs to be cut loose? And so we'll probably get a double whammy on, you know, shadow aspects here. So what dead wood needs to be cut loose? Like maybe kind of like a significator of the reading, right? Ooh. Huh. It's another one of those that, you know, kind of like, how should I take this type thing? So I feel like it would be the shadow aspect, right? You know, kind of like what my sister talks about with, you know, knowing that the card has a shadow aspect, where it falls in the spread kind of tells you whether it's, you need to read it in reverse or not. And I do like that. And I think that that makes more sense when you are reading in a spread. You know, like if you're reading for just, like when I sit on the hotlines, I just take what flies out, you know, or I tap the deck and it's the first few cards, you know what I mean? So if something comes out in reverse, then I think it's pertinent to the person that is the querent that's asking the questions. But in a spread, I do like what she said about reversals. It's like, you know, there's already a shadow aspect, and especially with this deck right here. So, you know, let's take a look and see what it does say in the book, because this is, generally speaking, a shadow deck. So I'm going to set this right here for now, because it's kind of like the significator, and I am going to look at it in the book real quick. So what dead wood needs to be cut loose? And we're looking at the Wheel of Fortune here. Okay. You may be feeling cursed by bad luck. And in this instance, the luck is wholly out of your control. Perseverance is required. The wheel will turn again before long. So what dead wood needs to be cut loose is, to me, the idea of bad luck. You know what I mean? I think we create, you know, as above, so below. So what's in the consciousness is what is what we are creating. So I need to like let the whole, which is truth. It's truth. I need to let that whole idea go that for some reason I'm not able to manifest because maybe there's this shadow over me, or you know, I was born during a Mercury retrograde. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so I'm not going to pull one of these yet because that's just kind of like the significator of the reading, the whole, you know, so let's kind of sit this one back here like that. Okay. All right, so the first question is, what is lurking in the shadow? What is lurking in the shadow? What is lurking in the shadow? And remember, I will remind you that if you touch the screen through this, it will speed it up to 2 times so you can get through these a little quicker. What is lurking in the shadow? Okay, I'm going to take the top one. Wow, and I had this one in the last one. You know, so it's my shadow always wants to know everything. You know what I mean? I like, which is the truth also. It's like, what is lurking in the shadow? It's my need to always know. I want to know. And I know that there's things that I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So this could mean 2 things. It could mean my shadow is what always wants to know things, and maybe I don't need to know everything. Or it is, there's some things that I don't know. You know what I mean? And maybe they still need to come to light type thing. So, wow. And check that image in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. Yeah. Okay. So I guess as we go on, let's get some clarification, because look, I remembered we're going to do this one next. This is more of a gentle, you know, gentleness here. Let me set this right here. I'm going to ask for some clarification on what's lurking in my shadow. You know, is it stuff I just don't know, or maybe I just think I need to know everything? Sorry, maybe I get an itch on my leg. So how about a little clarification for that? These are so nice to shuffle too. You know what I mean? Sometimes oracle cards are big and bulky, and sometimes I just lay them down and, ooh, okay. So we're going to take the top one. Okay. The now. Another, yeah, so, okay. This is one of the things that I always say, is to live in the now. So that kind of makes sense, right? Let's take a look in the book. It's 47. I always say the time is now, which means, you know, you can't control the future, and you don't want to live in fear or anxiety over the future. And you can't change the past. You can only learn and reflect. Oh, my goodness. Oh, they can keep calling. Let's see, 47. Sorry. Okay. The now. The essential meaning is being in the right place at the right time. Divine timing, a sense of time speeding up as you move toward your dream, a reminder that time is on your side. So feelings of urgency, frustration, impatience, a sense that things are moving slowly, a time to pay more attention to the present and leave the past and the future in the hands of the divine timing, a need to trust that you are where you are supposed to be. Yes. That is the excellent clarification that I needed. I don't need to know everything. What I know in the now is what I need to know. You know what I mean? And yeah, I can see that lurking in my shadow because my analyzing things is just, sometimes it goes beyond what's necessary. So, okay. All right. So moving on. Why is it still there? Ooh, oh, goodness. I already know this. It's going to call me out, or we'll see. We'll see. Why is it still there? I think I know the answer to that already, but why is it still there? 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 Excuse me. Why is it still there? Why is it still there? Why is it still there? Okay, I'm going to take the top card. Oh, goodness. Why is it still there? Okay, 6 of Cups. I think that says it all, really. I mean, I know why, you know, it's like if I live in the past, you know what I mean? And I do. Sometimes it was kind of like what Tony was saying, you know, it's like sometimes we think about stuff that happened in the past, and it's hard for us, like, we think, I should have said this, or I should have, you know what I mean? But the thing of it is we can't go back there, but that makes sense. That's why it's lurking. That's why it's still there. Because, you know, letting the past go isn't as easy as just saying, I'm going to let it go. You know what I mean? It's just, yeah. I don't think I need any clarification on that. That pretty much says it right there. Why is it still there? Well, because I need to not get lost in that, you know. All right, how can I bring this to light? How can I bring this shadow to light? So, like, how do I incorporate it, right? How do I work with it to make it better? You know what I mean? Oh, okay. We're going to take the top one. The 4 of Pentacles. By letting it go. How do I bring it to light? You know what? Deal with it, right? Deal with it and then let it go. You know, yeah. God, I don't think I need any clarification on that either. This one is pretty, yeah. I just, you know, let it go. I can't change anything, but I can work with what I have. You know what I mean? Pentacles is very much about working and physical things and, you know, grounding. Use it. Let go what I can't change and use what I know. Use what I do know. Not worry about what I don't. Okay. 4 is, how does this affect me? 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 Okay, top card. I have an Aries moon. I have a Leo ascendant. This is very much correct. How does this affect me? You know, the Emperor, when he has too much power, you know what I mean? Too much self-righteousness, too much, you know what I mean? It's yeah, it does affect me that way. I'm defensive. I automatically get defensive. That is correct. That is absolutely correct. I have a lot of fire. I you know, battle that energy every day, and I'm getting better at it. Believe me, I'm definitely getting better, but I'm you know, I'm human and I'm learning. So, yeah, let's put this right here. I don't even think I need clarification on that. Advice from my spirit or guide, advice from spirit or guide. And I will pull a clarification with the sacred creators for this one. So advice from spirit or guide. Advice from spirit or guide. I have a lot of dragon energy. And we're going to take the top one. Sit that there and put these back. Advice from spirit. Oh my goodness. You know, let's look in the book though, because again, this is the shadow aspect, but I think that the advice isn't going to be shadowy, but we'll look in the book and see what it says, because court cards are always something that I still question to this day. You know what I mean? Like when it's in a spread, and it doesn't mean a person, you know what I mean? So let's see what it says. Okay. All right. Adventure corrupted as courageous and optimism turns into reckless frustration and impatience in the face of obstacles. Perhaps our corrupted knight was not mentally prepared to set out. Oh, perhaps they are a ghost trapped in an endless loop, repeating the circumstances that led to their demise. In either case, their energy is misdirected. The way is not forward. Movement has stalled. So yeah, don't get caught. Don't get caught in this, in that loop, which means, in other words, if I don't let the past go and just take it for what it was, you know what I mean? I think I even said that in the last prompt was, I experienced my past, but I'm not defined by it. And I can't just say these things. These things need to happen. I need to actually put it forth. This is, the woodshed is all about releasing what isn't serving, right? So it's hanging on to the things, for one, that I can't change, and let go of what I can't change and accept for what it is and use it as a positive, right? So I'm going to, let's get some clarification on that. Advice from the spirit or guide. Give me some more clarification on that. I'm pretty sure I get it. I don't want to get caught in that same loop of, recalling and getting defensive and just, okay, yes. So let's take the top one. The spark of hustle. That's interesting too. I get busy a lot. Let's see. And that is 17. The spark of inspiration, divine intervention, finding your calling, work that makes you happy, renewed hope. Hustling too hard, getting lost in the grind, workaholic tendencies, manifesting busyness, a time to be careful what you wish for. Yes. When inspiration hits and totally immerses your senses in the possible. That is the spark of hustle at work. It's when every cell of your body hums with the desire to put something out into the world. And when you feel that whoosh of energy, that brings new ideas to life. The spark of hustle feels like a calling, a compelling, like something that cannot be ignored. This card is full of hope and expectation because it whispers, yes, it's coming. And yes, you can do this. Spirit is sending superstar blessings your way, along with a passion that has been divinely amplified. Look for projects and experiences that are full of excitement and joy, and say yes to opportunities that feel totally on purpose. If you're feeling overwhelmed by the magnitude of your sacred task, remember that big soulful endeavors usually push us to go beyond the limits of what we know to be possible. This is how we grow. Use the spark of hustle to evolve and expand because it's your guiding star. And it makes sense to me because I get lost in my busyness, you know what I mean? And forget to set time. Valuable, my time is valuable. I forget to set that aside. You know, I've been doing it more so, you know, like just even these videos right here are, you know, when I'm doing these spreads, it's not even about if sharing it with you as much as it is. It's just, I'm working with my higher self, you know, and that to me is important. Whether I do it for you, you know, to share what I'm doing with you, or just literally do this. It's so important to me because that's how I grow. It's how I expand my consciousness. It's how I meld my higher self with my physical self, you know. It's how the heart and mind become one, which is that's my absolute goal. And if I can do that, you know what I mean? If I can continue to ascend, then that to me is my ultimate goal. And of course, I think we need to create to do that. I think that being creative is helpful in that because we're creators, you know. So the next part of this prompt is let me get my, did it shut off? Nope, there it is. I'm looking for my mouse. There's my mouse. Okay. Is write a release letter to burn at the next full moon. Include what you want to welcome in its place. Okay, so I like Tony said, I won't share the release letter, but you guys already know. It's parts of my past that I might dwell on. I need to let that go. It's not serving me, you know. And I'm going to do that tonight. When I get back from watching the babies and the moon is full, I'm going to have a little ceremony outside. And more than likely, I will probably just write it on a piece of paper. I'm not really a ritualistic type person.
So anyway, I actually did do the ritual. And it was like a cord cutting kind of, but there was a specific person that I had in mind, but I guarantee if you're able to leave a message, a comment on my page, it wasn't you.
I might find with that,
you know what I mean? And I respond, it definitely was not you. And even if you find yourself blocked in my comment section, it doesn't mean that it was you either, because there's a few people in there. And this was a specific person that never ever comments, never did comment, just kind of came to my page out of the blue and just was not nice, and the intent was to just totally to misunderstand me, and it was unfair and just no compassion, whatever, blah blah blah. I dwelled on it way too much, and I needed to stop.
Something like that.
And this really had nothing to do with the person as much as it was. This kind of stuff happens a lot, and I think we just need to let it go. And it's the first time I've done this, so we'll see if it works, right?
So,
so I put it on paper. I wrote down exactly what I wanted to release, and called back in love and forgiveness. You know, for myself, for this person. And to let that situation that happened go. It doesn't mean that this person will be unblocked anytime soon. What it means is that I'm not going to go back and just revisit that situation anymore. I'm going to have love and compassion for the whole situation. And I will see how well this worked.
But I don't want to put
because I folded it up on the paper and then I put it in my pot that I burn herbs and stuff in, and I burnt it.
I am reflected in the faces around me. And the more that I am open and honest about where I fall short, the more I see it in the faces around me, more accepting. You know what I mean? They're more compassionate and understanding, whereas I don't come off as self-righteous, like the emperor. So, yeah. And if you ever hear something on my channel, you think, oh, she's just so self-righteous. If I come off that way, it's not intentional. I'm not going to lie. I want to be better than who I was yesterday. And I think that takes being honest about, the things that we struggle with. And I am all about turning struggles into positive things, positivity. I am very positive. So, yep. Okay, now I'm rambling and I need to stop doing that. So, thank you for sharing this time with me. And I'm looking forward to all the other video prompts of this. It's amazing. And I love listening to how you read the cards. I absolutely love it. It's so beneficial to me, and it just helps me to get to know you a little better. So I hope everybody has a wonderful evening and enjoys this full moon.